I saw a lickety-split truck yesterday.
I did too, and I brought my wife. I said, "Huh."
I was at
So
Panera.
that's so weird.
That's so funny. I was at Panera there on St. Augustine Road by the Coles, and I'm like, oh, lickety-split, and they do our weather.
They're everywhere. I saw my first lickety-split truck a couple weeks ago. I saw another one last night. I said, Julie, they sponsor our stuff. I said, thank God for lickety-split.
Amen. I tell you, I need some service done too. So I got a leaking bathtub.
I thought, doesn't Andy make you fix it?
I do it myself usually.
You do it yourself.
Yeah, but usually there's some higher end things. I don't want to. And we got guests coming, so you just want to be very
with the
careful.
guests, you want to make sure. Yeah,
you
that's
gotta
for
do
sure.
that.
For me, I usually have just like today. IKEA just texted me. They're going to be, they have a big delivery. So,
Oh, you about to put some furniture together? Oh my God.
A closet.
A closet? You're putting a closet together?
Let's
And you're
just
going to
say,
have to do it yourself, aren't you? Oh, you poor dude. I am going to be praying for you.
If Julie's watching right now, she's falling off the couch laughing because she knows I'm not going to be putting that closet together. It's going to be more like TaskRabbit.
What's a TaskRabbit?
TaskRabbit. The handyman will show up and do everything for you.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's really nice.
Hey,
And in my case, that's what I need.
Economy of time. You know what I mean? Economy of sometimes the time you have to pay for it to save yourself because what would take you 6 hours might take
it would take me days.
The task jackrabbit
Oh, he'll come in and
in
just
an hour
knock
and
it
then
out.
he's done.
Yeah.
It might make it worth it. Welcome into the stream, everybody.
Yeah.
I got meteorologist Mike Prangley, my guy in the mornings. Love watching him every single day.
Reunited. I mean,
And
all
Lewis
those
Turner with you.
memories from Good Morning Jacksonville. And
We don't do this often enough. Usually it's Big Game Bob Spetta in here and Lee or you,
Yeah,
and
but
a
it's
mixture,
good-
but it's good to hang out with you.
Mix up.
We hung out this past weekend. We've had some interesting weather over the last week. I mean, on Sunday, you and I were in here while we had Ross and Robert out in the Protector. Lee was in here.
Yeah.
I mean, we had all 5 meteorologists in on a Sunday watching the first line in 132 days of
Right. We
thunderstorms.
wanted to make sure you were safe at home. That's what we're all about, making sure safe rather than sorry. And luckily, we dodged the worst of the storms on Sunday and got some heavy rain amounts, but unfortunately for most of us, not enough. So as we look at the big headlines, I've got today through Saturday, foggy to balmy, 83 to 87.
Wow.
All right, there may be a closer to 90,
I
especially
bet
in Central Florida. What do you think?
Central Florida, we get some 90s.
Go make that call. Okay.
It'll be interesting to go from 90 in some spots to the 30s, in a couple of days.
Unreal. It's like a desert climate, okay?
It is.
They usually do this in a day, but here in Florida, it'll take a couple of days. But yeah, it's
Big
so
swings.
dry. The soil's so dry, you get these big swings. And the problem with this fog is, like we saw this morning, we had it mixed with smoke. So we had road closures. Said, oh my gosh, and we got to watch for the little ones at the bus stop and the kids on bikes and a real mess because we had what we call some smog or super fog. I guess they give this different terms.
Had to close down a couple of bus routes this morning in Putnam County.
And it could happen, repeat itself, unfortunately. It's going to be warm, but with this warm air, high dew points, you get the tropical and then higher chances of fog in this forecast as well, and mixing with that smoke because of the extreme drought we have.
Yeah, stable air, get your little temperature inversion going. And that warm air just kind of and moist air just stays there at the surface until we get something to mix it out, which usually is our friend the sun warming us up, and then the winds too. So we have had a blessing of we would have had the fog this morning, while certainly slowing some folks down. Would have been, I mean, to the point of almost emergency level fog if there was no wind. We were lucky because we had those southwest winds.
It could have been a lot worse than
5 to 10. If it calms down, now we're talking about socked in and not seeing
and
5
folks,
car lengths.
it's a tough forecast, but we're stuck in this forecast. So we'll be watching out for fog advisories, possible more weather impact alerts, and frost and freezes next week. So nature's throwing the whole kitchen sink at us, everything as we go into the next 5 days. So here's what we have. What's the weather impact alert? Well, and big letters there. It even went off the screen there. We got fog and smog and smoke and Thursday, and then smog and super fog. I was just explaining this morning. It's just when you have the combination of the two, when you've got the smoke in the air. We had Gilliam did a great job out there.
Tugboat Terry Gilliam. Yeah.
So Terry went out and checked out Putnam County this morning. Sure enough, we had some bad visibility near zero in spots, especially toward Keystone Heights and near the wildfire. We had a new wildfire that popped up yesterday. So super fog, smog is when the wildfire smoke mixes with the fog. And as look outside, we couldn't see our city all morning long.
I saw that this morning. Great stuff on the morning show.
Yeah.
GMJ had this tower cam. What's this tower camera? About 500 feet up, I suppose. It's up there.
Sounds about right. 50 stories. days high overlooking Main Street and the Costa and Main Street.
And it was absolutely in the clouds.
Did you know? Yeah, in the clouds. But if you notice there, we've cleared the fog. That lower, what we call the cloud ceiling, has lifted enough to see better. But see that haze in the air?
I do.
There you go. That's a little wildfire smoke that's blown in with that southwest wind. With a predominant flow out of the southwest, it's bringing some of that smoke back toward the city. So pretty interesting. So we called for like a hazy, sunny kind of afternoon on the way with temperatures into the lower to middle 80s. In the summertime, I believe it was 2017, what was interesting when we were forecasting thunderstorms here in Jacksonville, the smoke kind of tended to keep the atmosphere more stable. And we were expecting these cumulonimbus clouds and big thunderstorms. And after a couple of days, I said, you know what? That smoke is not allowing things to mix. It's creating like an inversion, and we weren't getting the storms that we normally got in the summertime because of it. So just thinking back at the different things that smoke can do to a forecast, there's a whole list of them. We're not forecasting thunderstorms in the forecast, so that's good today. But just an interesting little tidbit as to what smoke means to a weather forecast.
You can cap the atmosphere. And, and today would be one of those days. Our pilot friends out there, so many days you've got visual flight rules where you can just go on your eyeballs, but you're going to have your instrument rating for flying. It looks like today, kind of your instrument flight rules, just because of that low cloud ceiling, at least up until you get probably up to your 10,000 feet level. And then you probably get some clearing conditions, but probably tough to see the surface. Temperatures, though, are climbing today. So throughout our afternoon and the rest of the afternoon, we will see some 80s out and about. Visibilities have gotten better, though.
Much better than this morning. But check what happens out tonight. We sit up. We got to keep our guard up. Here it comes. So a couple things happening. Sea fog there on the Gulf, and then we have the Atlantic fog. So you see it's coming in from the cooler waters. That's all the warm air going over the cool water. And once that temperature reaches the dew point and that cooling, and once you cool to that dew point and they're matching or close together, you can get that sea fog. And here it comes as we head after 9, 10 o'clock from I-75 to Jackson Metro. And we got some reds on there, some more dangerous driving. And unfortunately, coming right over some of that wildfire smoke across the area. And tomorrow morning could be a little thicker, maybe a little more widespread with those lighter winds. So it'll be interesting to watch the wind speeds, Lou. Yep,
I think Friday morning we'll watch again for pockets of dense fog. Again, I think if we were to draw a map of where it will be worse, anything kind of closer to bodies of water. So, the sea fog Mike had mentioned out towards the Atlantic, we could see that thick, and that's a stubborn fog. And then also west. So our western areas getting caught with those southwest breezes, pumping in that extra moisture from the Gulf. So Alachua County, Union, Bradford, parts of western Clay, western Putnam, Columbia County, even western Baker County. When we get down to quarter mile or less, now we're talking about reaction times being severely delayed and having issues, and you're slowing down a good bit. So you got to add 5-10 minutes to your morning routine.
Yeah, so rough on the edges and in between and adjacent to wildfires, watching that fog. And today, just verifying that forecast back in the low 80s, fog lifting, and then look to the west tonight, sea fog, and look to the east off the ocean. You can see how it turns to like a milky white there on our future cast by tomorrow morning. Look at those lows, Lou. Pretty impressive, 66 Jacksonville. So that will challenge a record warm low for sure. It's Lake City 67. Are you kidding me? That's unbelievable for this time of year. And then you take a look at Friday. Again, fog should lift by 9 a.m. And then we're left with a front well to the north. So you see a little green there, maybe a speck or an isolated shower. But
did you feel the mist yesterday?
I did not feel. I felt the humidity a little bit.
Felt the humidity.
Yes.
I got misted on, okay. And it just one of those things. It's not rain. It's water coming from the sky.
Interesting.
But it's not rain. It's just. It's almost. It tricks you. The way I was thinking of it. As I was driving in downtown, I'm looking around like, well, is one of the cars in front of me using their windshield wiper fluid, and it missed on you? But no, I get out just a little. Just the clouds up above, just thickening up enough to drop like 3 tiny little mist drops an hour. But there's that. So that would be what we kind of think about as far as any sort of rain chances over Friday and into Saturday. Just maybe just a mist, nothing that will actually put any water in your rain gauges. But looking at the drought monitors here in a comparison of what we have right now, we'll get another update this afternoon, unless this is is this the latest?
You know what? I was a day ahead this morning. It is, it's Thursday.
Thursday.
It is this afternoon will be the actual
we'll
update.
Get
I think I said we had an update.
No. I mean,
it is coming today.
We'll get our drought monitor today.
Okay.
But I don't anticipate much change. So it's not like
what you see there is going to be very close.
If anything, I maybe some of those extreme levels come out of parts of Southeast Georgia, but I don't think Sunday's rain did much. And, when you see the extreme levels, that's the red that's got all of us across the First Coast, all the way out to the coast in St. Johns County, all the way down to Marion County and Alachua County. That's even more extreme than what we had in 2012, which is the last time we've seen this.
We had a brutal fire season then.
We did.
So unfortunately, this could be a repeat here.
We had what was called then in 2012, it was called the County Line Fire in Baker County.
I'm trying to remember, were we here 2012?
Yeah.
We were.
We were here.
Very smoky. Remember that?
It was the summer of smoke.
The summer of smoke.
In 2010, really the summer of 2011.
It's coming back.
And the summer of 2012. Those two summers were smoky summers.
And in 2017, we had some ash actually falling out of the sky.
Yes,
remember that in Bay Meadows on the side? It was unbelievable. So wildfire season this year looks like it's going to be a bad one for sure. We got big deficits. We're taking a look at the February precipitation, Lou, and it's not about just this month being dry. We got to go back to January 1st, and we're going on 15 inches below average. Pretty amazing there.
And if you go back, so Ross and I in the evening, we're going back to even September and back in the tropical season. I mean, September, October, we're bone dry. November, we didn't get a single drop of measurable rainfall the whole month.
The big goose egg, yes.
Goose egg. And now, of course, in November is when we enter the dry season, and where you only the entire month, you average seeing 2 inches. But you don't you say you don't get into debt overnight. You don't get out of debt overnight. So you don't get into a rain debt, a drought overnight. It takes months of persistent dry condition. And it's going to take more than just 1 or 2 rain events. We need a few months. We need a February that catches up and gets above normal. We need a March. We need a wet March and April. Bring some flowers.
We need to win the lottery. Look at this. We zoom in. I mean, when's the last time the whole area, even in 2012, we didn't see this.
In 2012, we didn't have
pretty much the whole area in red, and up toward Brunswick. Yeah, there's a little sliver of orange, but that's still severe drought. Pretty sad there. Sad picture here. And it looks like, based on the conditions, yes, we're getting out of this La Nina. One of the reasons is we went to a La Nina, which is a drier pattern. We are going to shift more to, it looks like, an El Nino as we go into the summer. That'll help us, I think. But
it gets more, it'll get more better pattern systems coming across, gives us more chance. We kind of tend towards what we would call, neutral phase of the Enzo. But if we get towards closer to an El Nino, it could have some positive impacts on hurricane season, but also better impacts when it comes to our rain chances. So things we monitor, but that's long term. Fire danger is so paramount, and we're looking. So once we get Sunday, we've got a front coming, and with that front, you'd think, Saturday night into Sunday. Little bit of rain potential, and I like the timing of it currently with a late night, Saturday night, kind of early Sunday morning, maybe church, you might have to have a little bit of rain gear handy. But what happens behind this front? Very cold, but bone dry air comes back in. So you got to raise that fire danger right back up first of next week. Yeah, those dew points really start falling into the 20s and teens. So again, elevated fire risk until further notice, and maybe even up a notch. It looks certainly up a notch or two as we head into Sunday, into Monday. So coming up, we're going to take a short break. We'll come back to your beach block, do a little beach forecast here, and have the latest on big impacts that include frosts and freezes on the way. My goodness, stay with us. The First Coast News weather team has your most accurate forecast with weather impact alerts to warn you about severe weather. Our team is here to help you prepare and keep you safe.
The First Coast News weather team is always on your side. Stream extended coverage on First Coast News Plus.
This February, the past mingles with the present on Jacksonville's historic East Side.
A neighborhood that everyone respected everybody.
Birthed from the ashes of the Civil War, Out East remains the city's last 19th century historically black neighborhood.
It's beautiful now, but not the way it was when I first came here.
Each street paved with pain, persistence, and progress.
Mount Olive is still on the block.
Vivid Hues, stories of black history, Monday mornings at 6. First Coast News on your side. This month, we're pushing through traffic to follow the money.
Transportation is really important.
So we make it more affordable.
Breaking down the dollars, the dangers, and what's next.
We're very excited about this Better Together campaign.
On the Move on Good Morning Jacksonville all month long, Tuesdays at 6 a.m.
Artificial intelligence isn't coming, it's already here.
And it's also a tool, not the answer.
Yes. From how we prepare the next generation for work, to how law enforcement balances innovation and public trust.
Don't let ChatGPT replace your therapist.
Inside our classrooms.
Anything you wanted to do, it would do.
The revolution will be AI. Will you be ready? Watch Good Morning Jacksonville Thursday mornings at 6 all month long. First Coast News on your side.
When you think winter sports, you probably don't think about the Sunshine State.
Ocala was the speed skating capital of the world.
Hitting the ski slopes right here in Florida.
Here's a blast, and on the mountains a blast.
Olympic-inspired stories right here on Good Morning Jacksonville every Friday at 6 a.m.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with First Coast News and First Coast News Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage with First Coast News and First Coast News Plus.
Well, so great to be with you, spend time with you, and
my guy,
Lou Turner.
Getting to spend a little time with
reunited.
Yep. And it feels so good. We need to do this more often. We need to plan twice a week. If we just say, Spetta, we're taking this today, it's going to be you and me.
That'd be great.
I'd like to spend more time with you.
My Lewis time.
Yep, it's the best. Beach is nice. Hey, listen, this is one of those, getting to the weekend, you're going to want to get in the beach or take a walk on the sand. You're going to feel the water and instantly be like, nope.
Do you still have your black Speedo?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little more snug.
Chilly.
Well, we've gotten older, and I for one, have gotten a little thicker.
I should not have asked that question.
No, it's okay. And I'm gonna yield to. I'm gonna leave the Speedo in the closet and gonna go with a wetsuit.
Oh, I like that idea a lot.
Full coverage,
please,
because it's chilly. I mean, we got sea surface temperatures in the mid upper 50s at the beach. You're gonna want to go. This is the weekend, especially Friday, Saturday. Man, oh man, what a nice time to be out there. But the water's still chilly, and we've got some rip currents we got to think about. So
we do.
Still kicking up those rip current risks.
Right. What I'm excited about, the beaches have been so chilly lately because of that water, but the wind is taking that ocean out of the play. 78 degrees. One thing to note, that UV index, it's just a 3 today, but it's been what we did this week. We had the highest UV index of the year at 6, which I got excited about. So just keep in mind, that means, we're getting closer to spring, and all these ups and downs are almost done. Just hang in there a few more weeks. St. Patrick's Day rule is what I use, so we got to wait just a few more weeks.
Wait till St. Patrick's Day.
But you surf 1 to 2 feet. All right, so maybe Deeks is out on his.
I bet he is doing a little research.
Good deal. And then we've got a sunset at 6:18.
Speaking of Speedos.
Yeah. First Coast fishing forecast. What's
Captain Alvarez catching right now? What's he told you?
Huge 17-pound red drums. I've never seen such
I've got the spot tail bass kicking. I love it.
Unreal.
Yeah, but he's staying near shore. He's staying in the intracoastal. He's catching some redfish.
He's long gone. He went out very early this morning. No, we haven't heard from him since, but that's he checks in with us in Good Morning Jacksonville.
Yeah.
South winds 10 to 15. Still a little bumpy in spots, 3 to 4 foot seas. I like the intracoastal.
100%. This is the prime season for some intracoastal, some creek fishing. If you're fortunate enough to be able to do it, hey, my kayak fishing guys, you guys can get places where the boaters can't, and you're finding some good redfish right now. And I'm hearing they're migrating more. The redfish haven has always been the Indian River Lagoon. That area down towards Melbourne and Vero Beach and then south. But a lot of the water quality there, some of the grass beds are depleted because of various issues, construction and things like that. So a lot of those redfish are migrating more here. So while it's always been noted that that's the redfish capital of the world.
Interesting.
I think we might be taking the taco there.
Okay, I'd rather have the redfish coming north than the sharks. The new shark study just came out that Florida still leads the pack in shark bites.
We lost the lightning capital of the country, which I think is a little. My eyebrows was raised. We are the.
Don't believe everything you read.
We are the lightning capital. We are the shark capital.
There was a stat that showed that Oklahoma had a little more lightning for a summer, and as we know,
for one summer,
they don't take the crown for one summer, right? We do climatology over 30 years. If they can win 29 more in a row, maybe we'll talk. Come back to the
It's not a rivalry until you win 29 in a row, and then we can talk and we can maybe change things up.
Pump the brakes on the Sooner schooner. Okay. We we take a look at the big picture. The fishing is going to be good. And hey, we've got the weekend forecast all the way through Sunday, Lou was talking about. And look at that poor rain. I mean, Georgia, we could have a few showers later Saturday evening. There's our high of 86. And then Sunday, this map does a good job showing you at least how much rain's on the way. Is it going to be widespread? At this point, looks more patchy, Lou, and look at the amounts, a quarter inch or less.
If somebody gets a quarter inch, I'd be impressed. I don't.
Yeah, there'll be a couple spots, but you're right. Most of us won't.
Most of us won't see it. But the big story after Sunday, that temperature change.
There it is.
Look at this. Look at the Prangley's out.
I'm kind of sticking out.
You are.
Just I should have.
Well, you're carrying a child. You're gonna get. You got granddaddy, strength.
Granddad vibes there.
Granddad strength. You and
little
Julie.
Michael, who's in Dubai, so he was on a camel yesterday. I mean,
unbelievable.
Who would have thought?
I mean,
camel. He's at the gold shop, I think, right now, shopping for some bracelets.
From his humble roots with the family in Mandarin, the where the bloodline began, all the way to Dubai, where he's riding camels and buying gold.
And they do dune bashing is a big thing they do. So you go on these dune buggies and you take a 20-minute ride out into the desert.
Has the child done that? As little Michael?
Oh, yeah, he was sleeping through it. He wasn't impressed. So Megan was scared to death. She thought it was a kid-friendly thing, but she said it was a little more intense than
the adult he's going to become. It's unbelievable. He is going to be such a rich experience of life. Unbelievable.
I mean, he's the most well-traveled 10-month-old I know.
More well-traveled than me. I've never been any.
I know. We need to get to Dubai.
Got to go. I thought you were going a couple weeks ago. You had me convinced.
My team needed me here.
Yes, we did.
Team first.
Team first.
Okay, 86-32. So,
what a swing.
Yeah.
What a swing. And talk about
Did you see what the latest model came in with?
So 32 are we even colder?
Yeah, so if you need to tonight, I understand.
We may adjust
30-31.
See, that's inside the business, a little behind the scenes. Michael make a forecast in the morning. I come in, I'll make a forecast at night. Sometimes we haven't. Listen, we've never really said face to face that we have a rivalry. It's not that.
I wouldn't say it's a rivalry, but we like having the most accurate forecast. In fact, we'd have our little chats, and I said, please. So we learned from Deegs, he encouraged us to always do our own forecast.
Absolutely.
And then talk to your team, and that's exactly what we do. Okay. So you're always getting the latest and the most accurate information from one shift to the other for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
So Lou, like I said, that 32 may be too warm. I said, Lou, it's trending lower. So tonight, maybe, just maybe, I'll be tuning in. I want to know if you're going to go 31 or 30 or maybe even 29.
In the 20s in some spots.
You're going to one up me?
Maybe.
Or one down me?
One down you. Big league in it.
But I'm all for it. I think that's great. We want to have that most accurate forecast. And if we take a look at the weather question, we're going to have this answer coming back. So I'm going to let you think about this at home. How cold will it be in Mandarin next week? So we know we have frosts and freezes, and we showed you that 32. That's for Jacksonville International Airport. Do you live at the airport?
I don't live at the airport.
I think I saw something the other day. The airport. Who does an airport forecast? We're going to show the weather where you live, okay? And I'll have that answer for you coming right up.
The First Coast News weather team has your most accurate forecast with weather impact alerts to warn you about severe weather. Our team is here to help you prepare and keep you safe.
The First Coast News weather team is always on your side. Stream extended coverage on First Coast News Plus.
This February, the past mingles with the present on Jacksonville's historic East Side.
A neighborhood that everyone respected everybody.
Birthed from the ashes of the Civil War, Out East remains the city's last 19th century historically black neighborhood.
It's beautiful now, but not the way it was when I first came here.
Each street paved with pain, persistence, and progress.
Mount Olive is still on the block.
Vivid Hues, stories of black history, Monday mornings at 6. First Coast News on your side. This month, we're pushing through traffic to follow the money.
Transportation is really important.
So we make it more affordable.
Breaking down the dollars, the dangers, and what's next.
We're very excited about this Better Together campaign.
On the Move on Good Morning Jacksonville all month long, Tuesdays at 6 a.m.
Artificial intelligence isn't coming, it's already here.
And it's also a tool, not the answer.
Yes. From how we prepare the next generation for work to how law enforcement balances innovation and public trust.
Don't let ChatGPT replace your therapist.
Inside our classroom.
Anything you wanted to do, it would do.
The revolution will be AI. Will you be ready? Watch Good Morning Jacksonville Thursday mornings at 6 all month long. First Coast News on your side.
When you think winter sports, you probably don't think about the Sunshine State.
Ocala was the speed skating capital of the world.
Hitting the ski slopes right here in Florida.
Here's a blast, and on the mountains a blast.
Olympic-inspired stories right here in Good Morning Jacksonville every Friday at 6 a.m.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with First Coast News and First Coast News Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage with First Coast News and First Coast News Plus.
How cold will it be in Mandarin next week? Weather question of the day. It's important.
Lou, I didn't know you were such a great artist. So when did you learn how to draw a thermometer like that?
I went back and I channeled my my daughter's energy, Ruby. She's my artist.
Is she really?
She's a great artist. Know that. Yeah, she would love this graphic too. I think she'd be like, this is where it's at.
Okay.
And Mandarin's interesting. So
let's talk about Mandarin. How much different
we've got so many microclimates around Jacksonville, from the beach to the river to the swamps. Southeast Georgia's beaches are a little different than Northeast Florida's because of the geography and the orientation of the coast, and then all the way out west to the Suwannee River Valley. But we are talking frost potential. So will we protect plants again? Absolutely. I think we're protecting them again.
So you agree with that part of the forecast? We're going to bring in the sensitive plants. But as we know, on Mandarin, it's right by the river, St. Johns River in the mid-50s. So I know that's been keeping you a little chillier lately, but in this case, it would keep you a little warmer at night. Okay, so temperatures staying warmer by the river. And of course, at the ocean works the same way as the river, also in the mid-50s. So as we look at the lows where you live, let's go. All right, this is all the
Tuesday
fresh
morning
stuff. I've got 36 in Mandarin, so on the south side by the river. So that's important. Rivertown, I still have mid-30s, and down toward areas of Palaca, notice we've got 34, but you go just away from the water. Notice you go from 36 Jacks Beach and Fernandina down into the lower 30s, even upper 20s by the time you head into interior Georgia. Pretty amazing how we have, you're talking about the different climates. I could pretty much break it down into 1, Palm Coast, St. Augustine, 2, 3, Southwest 4. I think we can go to 8 climates.
Sure.
If we really want to get serious, we could break them up in little blocks. That'd be a fun graphic to show.
It would be fun. All the microclimates of Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. So anywhere that you're seeing essentially 37 and below, kind of my frost thoughts, if you're not quite to freezing. So Mandarin, certainly south side, and even out into St. Johns County where you see St. Augustine at 36. So this is, again, Tuesday morning. So Monday night, we're getting prepared. We're protecting plants one more time. This is not a drip in the pipes kind of cold like we had.
Yes, thanks for
Well, you remember
clearing that up. It was
the Sunday morning of Donna. You were out there. We had more pipes burst.
We did
around the First Coast, anecdotally, that I've ever seen.
Oh, in my neighborhood too.
Yeah,
and I took it personally because I've been telling the neighbors, well, we got to wrap the plants. The problem is we have these new houses with the water heaters on the outside. People said, "Oh gosh, I forgot about the pipe,
the tankless heaters,"
and they didn't have any heat. It was cold water,
right?
So not as much of a pipe burst as folks not having water. The gym I go to, no water.
Oh my gosh!
So I had to stop my workout and go talk to the plumber.
You know how
the
spa I go to for my daily massage. They were closed. They sent out an email, said, "Hey, we're out of business today."
I was wondering what was going on with you.
I was a little more tense.
You were, and that's so unusual.
I didn't get my deep, my sports.
When you see Lou in the hallway at work, you know what it's like. It's just. He makes you smile. Malcolm, I need you to. So Malcolm, our producer, who always does a great job. When you walk by Lou in the hallway at work, how does he make you feel?
Lou makes me feel empowered and just, I don't know. He just brings out just best of me.
Malcolm's my brother from another mother. I love Malcolm. Malcolm always makes me feel great. Listen,
I feel great. All this love in the room.
He's got this position right center of the newsrooms. You see him every single day. And if nothing else, it's never quiet. If nothing else, it may be a whole conversation, but it's always, "What's up, Chief? Good morning."
Yes.
Every day. And it's just the best. Malcolm is the guy running the ones and twos.
Yes. Malcolm, yes. Hopefully Michael Krinsman is watching, the Hurricane fan, and just so he knows. But Malcolm's always busy. He's always working. He's always looking for
the digital world is a busy place.
He's great. But again, what makes First Coast News different? It's the camaraderie, the teamwork. Yes. It's like we're brothers. We're like brothers, right, Malcolm?
Tower cam and just record just instead of the tower cam. Just makes me feel energized like that. Just go above and beyond.
You're the man.
You the man. Okay.
Hey, love having him in there. He always keeps us straight, keeps us honest, and keeps us going on the streams. Should we wrap it up with our 10-day? You want to?
Well, there's a travel weather. Yep. So we got a very busy pattern across the country. Severe weather as we go into later today in Indiana, Indianapolis, and then heavy snow toward Nebraska. What does it mean for us? Well, that polar jet stream is going to dip toward us, and here we go, Lou.
Cold weather.
86 to down to 37 by Monday morning. Watching that rain chance for Sunday morning, of course, it's 60%, but check out those temperatures. Something for everybody. The good news is it's almost March. It's not going to last long. It's a cold snap Monday and Tuesday. So you think we'll do just a quick snap and then we'll get back to our lives?
I think so, because we're getting awfully close to St. Patrick's Day. We're getting close to that kind of magical March 7th
number.
In
fact, I'm looking at this watch. Can we say March is in this 10-day, correct? 19th?
Yes.
Thursday.
Yeah. So we're getting there. Thursday, Friday,
we are
Saturday.
26. So Saturday. Oh gosh, we're almost there. Yeah, so tomorrow
sun angle's getting higher. We'll be warming up. So quick cold snap, not one of those 8 consecutive days of freezes like we had earlier in the winter where we didn't know if January was ever going to end.
That's the rest of February. There it is.
Right there for you. So
a microcosm of our winter, really.
We appreciate you streaming along. Got a lot more coming up at 4:30 with you. Ross and I will be streaming. So looking forward to talking with you, see if I've updated Mike's numbers on Tuesday morning. I may drop it a degree just to see how he reacts tomorrow when I see him. But for Mike Prangley, I'm Lewis Turner from Malcolm running the ones and twos. We appreciate you streaming along with us. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your day.